Hello and welcome. I just want to start off by saying thank you for buying this product. I'm really excited to be able to help you out and teach you the basics to setting up a pay-per-click campaign. With the special search engine updates that just happened, I've noticed a lot of people have been frustrated with search engine optimization, and I think this is a great way to diversify your skill set. And not only that, but this is a skill set that you can take with you to offline. Like if you want to go start picking offline search engine clients and start doing search engine marketing for them, you can transition it to your own websites for Facebook fan pages to grow your social community, and just the overall understanding of being able to track and set up a campaign is something that's really great for everyone to have. This is a 4-part video series that you've purchased, and we're going to be sending out one video a day. Today is the first video, and today's episode is going to be going over about picking the initial offer, picking the network, and kind of setting up your target market for the offer. So, for this campaign, we're going to be working with an email submit. Those are the easiest to direct link, which is what we're going to be doing. And for picking the offer, there's a couple things that I like to keep in mind. The first of those being the offer needs to actually convert on the email submit. A lot of offers that are made to look like email submits or say they are don't actually convert on the email submit, and it took me a while to figure this out, and it's something that I really want to help you avoid. A lot of times what will happen is these offers, after the person submits their email, they require them to send in an extra page or two, and that really drops your potential conversions, which is something that's really important to keep track of when you're on a small budget and you're direct linking with email. The next thing is to make sure it's a realistic offer. A lot of times when you're looking through email and zip submits, you're going to see offers that are like $2,000 for an email submit, free 4 Southwest plane tickets for an email submit, and people realize that's not realistic. So I would advise you to avoid that. The types of offers that typically work best for me are the ones that are like iPhone, iPad, and various gift cards. And not like the $1,000 gift cards, but the smaller ones like $50 to $200, maybe even $500 in some cases. And video games work great as well, such as the Diablo 3 email submit. If you're on my subscriber list, you received a free copy of a Diablo 3 campaign I was running, and that one worked out great, as you saw, over 123% ROI. So, game offers. And then the next thing is to check the EPC. And what that means is that is earnings per click. Now the earnings per click gives you an idea of how well this offer is converting across the network for other publishers such as yourself. So if you see something that's getting an earnings per click of say 0.02, that's 2 cents per click, that's probably not something you want to pick. If you see something getting upwards of 30 cents per click, give that one a shot. Anything above 30 cents per click, 24 cents per click usually does pretty good for me, and that's something I would recommend. And so now I'm going to go ahead and start talking about picking the network that you run with. The network I prefer to run with for email submits is Max Bounty. Another great one is Purefly, and I really love both of those networks. My affiliate managers are awesome and they're really helpful, and those networks are they're really good at helping you out, and they're easy to get into. So if you're not a member of either of those, you can go ahead and go to truepassiveliving.com/ max bounty, oops, it's just one T, or slash purefly. And both of these networks are really great. They've got a ton of offers to select from, so you never really have to worry about saturation. For example, a lot of people love those iPhone offers, so at certain times of the year you have to pay ridiculous CPCs to try and run them. So if that's the case, you can simply pick one of their other over 100 offers and do just fine. So what I look for when I am going to use a network is I prefer to have one that I have prior experience with, just because a new network is always risky to me. I don't know my affiliate manager, I don't have any personal connections to the network, and I'm not really for sure if they're going to pay me. So that's why I recommend those two guys, because they will always pay you. They're awesome. Another thing I look for is I look at the payment terms. A lot of networks will sometimes pay out what's called net 30, and what that means is you essentially get paid 30 days after the end of the month that you made the money. The next thing is typically net 7 and net 14, and what that means is that's 7 and 14 days after the month, and then there is also bi-weekly and weekly. And typically to get these two, you have to have generally at least $1,000 a week in revenue, depending on the network. Net 7 and net 14, some companies have as your starting out payout, and that's awesome. That means you get your money quicker, that means you can reinvest it, and that gives you more opportunity for growth, which is what this is all about. And that's actually one of the reasons I love paid traffic. Your growth is substantially quicker than through SEO, and as we all know, that means quitting your job quicker, right? It's always a good thing. So now we're going to go over picking the target market. And when you're picking the target market, for example, since we're going to be working in a search engine and not a social network, I'm going to focus on how to pick your keywords, because keywords are something that is very important for this kind of stuff, and especially with a low budget. So let's go ahead and switch over to the external keyword tool real quick. And here we go. So let's say we're running an offer about the iPhone 5. So we're going to type in iPhone 5 right here and click search. Now what we see is there are a ton of different, let's go to keywords. What we see is there are a ton of different keywords, and they have a ton of searches. And personally, I've noticed over my good amount of campaigns that keywords that typically have this large of search, ridiculously searches, they don't tend to convert as well. So I prefer to stick with what's called long tail. So let's type in iPhone 5 release. And when you type this in, you see a lot of lower search keywords. Now what this also means is you're typically going to be paying less for each click for the keyword. And also I've noticed that long tails have a lot higher percentage of conversion. So you won't be having to go through typically 100 clicks just to get a single conversion. Typically you can get them with at least 50 and be pretty well off. So for example, if I was going to be picking keywords, I would probably pick stuff like when will iPhone 5 release, iPhone 5 release 2011, when will iPhone 5 be released, new iPhone 5 release date, iPhone 5 release today, iPhone 5 release event, iPhone 5 release 2012, stuff like these where they're lower searched and they don't look like near the competition. This is going to allow you to get more money for, or more clicks for your money, and increase your ROI substantially. And that's something that took a while for me to learn, and it takes a lot of people a while to learn. So I wanted to go ahead and give you that tip so that you get a head start and don't have to go through all the troubles I had to go through, because that's something that you learn when you're optimizing a campaign, and so that's now one less step you have to do in the optimization phase, which we'll go over in one of the later videos. And I want to give you a quick run through on different email submits. I'm inside Max Bounty right now. I'm going to go ahead and go to search campaigns, and I'm going to do search for the traffic type, and then I'm going to go United States, which you don't have to go United States, that's just where I'm going as the example, and email submits. And we're going to let this load real quick. Alright, and then we're going to adjust the EPC like this. If it decides to load, it's taking a little while. And you can see the earnings per click for something like this free iPad 3 submit is 12 cents. And I know I mentioned earlier about 30-cent clicks earning per cost, but it doesn't look like that's occurring right now. Looks like there's a big drop, so we're just going to go ahead and ignore that. So this one is their top email submit performer in the USA with a $12 EPC. You get paid $1.80 per lead that you generate, and it allows search traffic. So this, and it claims it's a one field. So let's see if it's a single field offer. Alright, it says the iPad 3 is coming soon. Cash in on the hype now of upcoming Apple products. Be the first to offer this opportunity to your surfers. And email submit. And so we're going to go ahead and take a look, make sure it takes search, okay, and it offers no keyword restrictions. Now what this means is that we can bid on trademark terms, so we can bid on Apple iPhone 5 in any Mac relevant term, and this is something you really want to make sure you look for when you're picking an email submit, especially one like this that relies so heavily on the brand and using iPad 3 in your keywords, because if you use a trademarked keyword and it doesn't say no keyword restrictions, you're risking getting your account banned and forfeiting your payout. So definitely make sure you do that. So now we're going to go ahead and preview the landing page by clicking here. And we're going to pull this up. So as you can see, it looks like when the user lands on this, they have to answer a couple questions. So let's see, 1, 2, 3 questions. And then it looks like it loads and they enter their email and it converts at this email. So this offer doesn't look too bad. Typically when you have those short little 3 questions above it, at first that used to turn me off until I understood that that's a way of scanning out the low quality leads. The leads who are going to complete these 3 questions are much more likely to convert for the email submit, and they're much more likely to convert on the back end for the advertiser. And what that leads to is pay increases on your part and a long-term campaign if it's profitable. So now we've gone over the first 3 things that we wanted to cover in this video, and this should give you a good idea. So what I want you to start doing today while you're waiting on the second video to be released is to go through and apply to those 2 affiliate networks if you're not a member of them yet. And if you are, go ahead and start looking through their email submits. See what you can find and see what catches your eye. And feel free to email me at austin@truepassiveliving.com or contact@truepassiveliving.com. And get in touch with me, and if you have any questions, send me those offers that you're looking at, and I'll take a look and let you know my opinion on them. Because ideally, this video series, you should be able to run a campaign alongside me. So as you get these videos, I want you to start looking through and doing what I do, so that, for instance, today you'll be able to pick your offer, pick your network, and understand the targeting keywords that you want to use. So tomorrow's video, you'll already have that stuff ready, and you'll be able to walk through tomorrow's video with me live. And that's the great thing about these. You can do them at your own pace, or you can do it following me step by step. And I'm right here. You can find me on Twitter at AustinTPL, or just email me, and I'm happy to help. Y'all are my paid customers, and you know, you're special to me, so I'd like to reward y'all and help y'all out. I hope you enjoyed this first video. I hope it sparked some ideas, and I really hope you get profitable on this. And like I said, just email me and I'll work with you to get profitable and give you any tip that I possibly can to get you in the right direction. Have a good night, and thanks.